The Islamic Corporation for the Development of the Private Sector (ICD), in partnership with HalFinance Business Consult Ltd, hosted its Maiden Financial Literacy 2022 conference in Nigeria with the theme Be Money Smart. The event had in attendance finance experts, credit institutions, students, young entrepreneurs, young graduates, and households who had the opportunity to learn how to invest, save, and spend money. Giving the welcome address, Mr. Abib Benle, co-founder and partner HalFinance Business Consult Ltd, was optimistic that the agenda of the Maiden FINLIT 2022 is to boost the financial culture and create financial awareness for each and everyone to be financially savvy.
Why FINLIT Nigeria? So, number one, the reason why we've decided to have, of course, partner with ICD for this program is to raise the awareness and the importance of financial culture amongst us. So, you being here, the idea is to raise your financial awareness and financial culture. You would be surprised that not everyone is financially savvy. Even those that are in the finance profession, is not a ticket for you to be financially savvy. It requires a lot of grit, discipline, commitment. Because as humans, we all want the good things of life. And there's a natural tendency for you to just want to spend on all these things without check. But being financially literate is about ensuring that you do not go after all these things. You do not follow all your lust and the likes, and you keep yourself at check at different interval. Then another reason why FINLIT Nigeria is happening is to motivate the targeted group, that is you, the participants, to practice sound financial habits and making smart financial decisions, especially in the areas of setting financial goals, financial planning, monthly budgeting, and growing your wealth, and diversifying your investments, and avoid falling into fraud and money laundering. And based on all these things I've said, we've prepared all the sessions to tackle all these things that I've listed. Another reason for FinLit is to also engender financial inclusion. I'm aware some people still don't use bank accounts, for example, and I'm very sure all of us here have one bank account or the other. But yes, I've come into contact with people that don't have bank accounts. Either they don't believe in it, they say, oh, they get lots of charges one way or the other. But the truth is, there are lots of benefits for you to even have a bank account, for you to even be financially included. You understand? And again, we would have some sessions that would particularly treat these areas. For example, a whole lot of people don't know that there are some things you can get from financial institutions. Some of us don't know the importance of insurance, for example. You understand? So these things, you will get it here.
In his keynote address, Engineer Hamza Al-Saktawi, Head Innovation and Knowledge Management (ICD), said the event was designed to support financial inclusion and alleviate poverty through financial literacy.
Today, we have a new milestone that is being achieved right now with you guys, with this program that we established in the HDB group to benefit our communities in our member countries. Luckily, Nigeria is the second country that we host and organize such a program. We are very proud and honored to be here with you guys and supporting the financial inclusion in the bigger picture. And more specifically, we are targeting the alleviation of poverty through the financial literacy programs, including some specific tools and education training materials that we will extend through this through these workshops.
Dr. Ahmed Pokwola, Managing Director and CEO, CRC Credit Bureau Limited, giving his presentation on goal setting and self-actualization, stressed that the setting goals is about envisioning the future.
Goal setting is about envisioning the future. It's about thinking about the future. It's about then putting down things that will make you to then be able to get to that future. And like I told you, I will share my personal experience. I may not follow the slides religiously. When I left the university, I joined the civil service. And then, and I made it 2-1 in economics from the University of Ife. And I realized that if I stay here, it will take me more than 30 years to become something. Secondly, I am the firstborn of my parents. I need to support my siblings. So staying in the civil service cannot be good for me. So I made up my mind. And that's what goal setting is all about. That clearly, this place is not meant for me. So I have to start contacting people. And people said, okay, why? Fine. Since you are economics and you are in investment department in the ministry, maybe you start doing your ICAN. And then I started doing my ICAN. The job I'm doing now then did not require ICAN. That job will lead me to become permanent secretary. Okay? But I started doing ICAN. And immediately I finished my ICAN, I then moved to banking industry. I moved from Oyo State to Lagos State. That's goal setting.
The founder, Smart Halal Investor Club and Muslim finance coach, Mr. Ridwan Sanusi, and Ms. Ole Oladile, founder, the Money Wit Club, also shared insights on topical issues around financial stability, savings, and investments.
To build net worth, it takes time. Mr. Kokola talked about delayed gratification, right? So many of us look at instant gratification, what we want to earn now, not what we should actually earn in the future. If many of us can set aside 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever percentage of your monthly earnings, and then invest, you would realize that in 20 years, in 15 years, in 35 years, you become a millionaire. Guess what? In dollars, not in naira. Yeah. Because you don't want to be locally rich and be globally poor. So you always want to measure yourself against the world standard. So that's why we speak in dollars. Many of my examples are in dollars. I don't speak in naira. Now, liabilities, what are they? What are liabilities? Anybody? Yes, ma'am? They are debts, okay? Liabilities are debts, basic, right? When I'm in a finance class, I like to tell the participants that assets are your wives, liabilities are your concubines, your girlfriends. The liabilities are things that will take money out of your pocket. So when you are owing someone, you have a liability. But for the purpose of this conversation, from a personal finance point of view, liabilities are things that will take money out of your pocket. Please, don't get me wrong. I am looking at these things, talking about assets and liabilities from two perspectives. One is from the normal accounting perspective, but that's not a conversation that we're having here. All right? The other one is from the personal finance perspective. That's the conversation that we're having here. So it means that the mobile phone that you have right in front of you could be a liability. It means that the vehicle, the car that you have could be a liability. It means that the house that you're living in, you bought it with your money, could be a liability. But accountants will not agree. But how can a vehicle be a liability? It's registered as an asset in the books of the company, right? But if that car is giving you issues, You're having to fuel the car every now and then, 10,000 naira every week. You're having to pay maintenance fees. You, you can't even save. You can't even invest because you have a car. It becomes a liability. So if you want to build your net worth, you need to understand how to build assets and how to reduce your liabilities.
So the question is, where are you going? How big, like, what's your plan? What's your goal? He talked about drive. I'm sure in that whole drive conversation, it's about where is the destination? You have to wake up. There's a destination. If mile 2 is our destination, then and you are here, how many? If the only tool I have is to walk, how many days do I need to get there? If I start now, can you see how everything ties together? So let's talk about money personalities. I'm going to describe 3 money personalities, and after I describe them, I want you to write in your book um, the one you are, because that's the most important. We're not talking about theory. We're talking about the one that is real to you. And like I said, as many as we are here, everybody has their own combination, right? But the idea is for you to be aware so that you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know that when it comes to money, don't keep it near me because I can't handle it. Do you understand? So some people can stand on their own, some people need support. You understand? So the first money personality I'm going to talk about is the saver spender. So if you are someone that I don't really spend money, there are plenty of people like that. I don't really spend money. When I get money, I keep it aside. But then something will just happen and the money will just disappear. Is anybody like that here? They say I can save. Saving is not my problem. I will save. I don't really spend, but something will always happen. And I'll just put the money in that thing, then I'll start again. The truth about it is that you can save is good, tick, but that you cannot, after you've done the saving, if you check, it might have gone to somebody else. Because what usually happens, or what happens sometimes, is that someone comes with their own personal emergency. Because that cash is there, you just carry and give. Or a good sale on a particular bag or shoe, or maybe something for your child. Those things just come and you just gather the money and you move it. Good that you can save, but that whole gathering and starting in ground zero again is the spender part. So you need to balance it out. And I will talk about how in shortly. So if you are a saver spender, write saver spender there. The next person is saver investor. Saver investor is that yes, you save, but then that money that you save, once you save it, is going into investments. Anybody that comes to say they need money, I don't have. Straight up. Why? Because you know where your money is going. So this is the ideal. Now take note, saving doesn't mean you don't have a life. Saving means that in the midst of living, you're able to pull out some. I'm not in the business of alaro. Even in your saving, you should still have a portion you give. Do you understand? So balance everything out and still have something to save. We'll talk about it shortly. Saver investor, and the last one is spender debtor. Now this one is they have faith. Everything will be fine. What do I want right now? Let's go for it. Do you get? If I need something and I need it right now, I remember there was a company I was working for that a colleague reached out to me that he needs cash, that he knows because he was in operations, he could see my account, he knew I had money. So he called me and he was like, you have money. You have money. And I was saying, I don't have money. And he was saying, no, you have money. I said, no, I don't have money. But he was angry with me, so I knew that he knew my balance, right? And he was saying he was so desperate, he was so desperate. It was on a Friday, I remember clearly. On Monday morning, I saw him with a new phone. And then he was like, hola, this was what I was hustling you for on Friday. He actually wanted to borrow money from me to go and buy a phone because he saw a good deal. It was a BlackBerry then. I remember when BlackBerry was just coming in, and literally he wanted to borrow money from me to buy a BlackBerry. The truth about it is that we can shake our heads. It's almost normal. If you take clothes on credit, it's the same thing. Yeah. If you buy shoes on credit, if you take clothes for your kids on credit, if it's not food that you're taking on credit, yeah, if you're not borrowing for shelter over your head, once it is anything that you don't need, spend that debtor. All this, we are not in a credit card society in Nigeria, but I mean, we have friends outside Nigeria. We know the things they put on their credit card. You have spend that debtor. That's it. So as much as when I'm saying it looks like, oh, why would you do that? But people do it and do it well. Do you understand? So it's not. So the idea is not for you to say, who is this person? Why would you do that? But it's for you to really assess yourself, because for all you know, you might be doing it. You might just see it that way. Do you understand? Because if you buy clothes on credit, if you know you don't have cash for something and it's something you don't need, and you say, I will pay you later, spend that data.
Some of the speakers and stakeholders speak further on the theme, Be Money Smart, and how it can support financial inclusion in the country.
To be fair, the team was developed by ICD, and you would agree that it's on point because a whole lot of people just spend money, but they do not necessarily understand how money works. So it's important you are money smart for you to be able to navigate your way financially, or should I say, navigate your way towards financial freedom. And the way to do that is to be money smart. And the way to be money smart is to attend events like this, where you get to hear from expert speakers that are not just maybe coming from a theoretical perspective, but they've also gone through the grit of what it takes to be financially disciplined, financially smart, and financially savvy. So yeah, the team does falls into place as far as this event is concerned. We have to be money smart.
Be money smart. When you talk about money, the theme is financial literacy. And when we're talking about financial literacy, you're talking about money generally. So, how to earn money, how to save. You cannot just save, you have to invest as well. So, the whole boot camp is about enlightening our participants on money, enlighten them on family budgeting, enlighten them on, because part of our participants they are entrepreneurs. So we're going to talk about how they can access funding, how they can keep track of all their day-to-day activities. So we have this pack for them. So by the end of the day, they would have learned how to manage their business, how to manage their financial planning. Then the first session today talked about goal setting. I mean, before you start anything, you need to set goals. So they've been taking through on setting goals, self actualization. They're making smart goals.
Yeah, I think it does because what they are trying to do here is to enhance awareness creation and improve knowledge for participants who are basically young people. I think at the end of the day, it should help to spread the knowledge about financial literacy, about all manner of aspects or various aspects of financial literacy, whether how to make money or how to invest money or how to spend money. All of that come to what we call financial literacy.
I think this is a very great initiative on the part of ICD and HalFinance. Be Money Smarts, it's essentially about individuals, entrepreneurs, professionals, middle income earners, low income earners to be financially literate to acquiring and building wealth. I tell people that the first step to building wealth is to be financially literate. So if you do not know what you're doing with your money, if you don't know how to manage your money, it's going to be pretty difficult for you to acquire and build that wealth. So the first step is to be smart about your finances. So what it is that we mean about being smart about your finances, to know how to earn, to know how to spend, to know how to budget, to know how to, essentially manage your finances in a way that you are in a comfortable situation or position to build and generate more wealth in the future.
I would say well done to the organizers of the program. So about being money smart, right? A lot of people earn money, but they don't know how to manage it. And in the end, one little event happens and all the money disappears, or at retirement, it's not really balancing out, right? So the idea of being money smart is about knowing how to manage your money and grow your money, right? So it's a culture that everyone needs to imbibe. And I would say that this theme is very important. And also, once again, congratulations to the organizers, because I think this is helping the society and the community very well.
I've learned a lot. One, I've learned about goal settings. When you are setting a goal, the goal must be smart. That is, it must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be attainable, it must be realistic, and it must be timely.
So far, I came here to improve my knowledge on personal finances because I'm just stepping into the adult. I just finished school recently, so I've been able to garner some experience that will help me navigate my next steps in life, like budgeting, saving, and planning my finance. So yes.
Today's youth needs to understand just how to relate with money, the relationship you should have with money. And I think it can't be overemphasized, really. And I mean, it's a good thing, and I'm proud to be here.
The Maiden FINLIT Nigerian 2022 conference is a welcome development and remarkable efforts by the Islamic Corporation for Development in partnership with notable Nigerian financial services industry players. It is expected that this initiative will be sustained and also serve as a vehicle for deepening financial inclusion in Nigeria and also promoting a sound savings and investment culture for households and businesses in Nigeria.